So it turns out most surfers are pretty rough on the environment with all this plastic and petroleum-based products. Luckily, there are some companies like Timber Surf Co. out of Santa Cruz who's building sustainable products such as these Cork traction pads. Welcome back to another surf review video. For those of you who watch my channel, you already know this is the teal taper. This is my rendition of the Paizel Red Tiger. What you might not know is that I have this Cork traction pad here from Timber Surf Company down in Santa Cruz. If you're not familiar with Timber Surf Company, it's ran by Ryan Lynch. He is the shaper really pushing sustainability down there, and he is the one that taught me how to do the cork rails on my wood surfboard. For this review, I try to be as completely honest and unbiased as possible. This traction pad I paid for on my own money, as well as the t-shirt, so this is not sponsored, there's no affiliate links, and I'm going to be as honest as I can about the Cork traction pad from Timber Surf Company. So first off, the pros of the Cork traction pad. Number one, it just looks sick. I actually just bought this because of its aesthetic, matching the bus's interior with the turquoise board. After I bought it, I really loved it a lot. Number two is sustainability. Cork can basically be infinitely harvested from a tree. You don't kill the tree. Basically every couple of years you peel the bark off, and that's where cork comes from. It does flake off, but that's kind of a pro as it wears in. And as it flakes off, it's just pieces of cork, which is organic, no microplastics, super sustainable and good for the environment. And then finally, another huge benefit of this board is back to the eco-front. This is made here locally in California, made in the USA, while most of the EVA foam traction pads are made in China and shipped across the Pacific Ocean. So way bigger carbon footprint. This is just raw material shipped here from Spain and then completely manufactured here domestically. So it's To go over the negatives, I have this side-by-side with a Dakine normal EVA foam traction pad. So number one, for me personally, I really like the center arch support that you get on a lot of standard EVA foam traction pads. The Cork traction pad from Timber Surf Co. only comes in flat, so you don't get that arch support. I usually ride this board in the winter or up here in central Northern California. I'm wearing booties year round, so it's not a problem, but if you're riding barefoot without booties, you might not like that. Another thing that's potentially a negative, could be positive for you, is this is a lot harder, more rigid than the EVA foam. It doesn't really give when you push on it. There is some give, but EVAs are much squishier and softer. Again, wearing booties most of the year up here, I don't mind it, but if I'm barefoot, I do prefer EVA traction pad. And this uses the same 3M adhesive to bond the pad to the board. There also is some sort of binder holding these cork particles together. This is similar to sort of a cheap wine bottle cork where it's a bunch of little small chunks of cork that are glued together. I don't know what that adhesive is. It could be plastic based, so that could create some microplastics, or it could be an organic adhesive. I don't know, but that could be a slight negative, but either way, it'd still be way less microplastics than the EVA foam pad would generate. So this is still way better for the environment. It looks sick, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that's my quick review of the Timber Surf Company Cork traction pad. This is a great option, very environmentally friendly, super sick, still supporting small surf shops here in California. It's not perfect. There are some minor changes, like if they added an arch support to this with a little bump there, it's probably my favorite traction pad ever. But besides that, it's still like leaps and bounds better than an EVA foam traction pad. So if you want to be more environmentally friendly with your choices, go check them out in Santa Cruz.